Another key impact of medieval Islam on Europe was the introduction of paper. Paper, of course, was not an Arabic invention. In fact, the early Arabic word for paper, which is karid, is actually a Chinese word. It's not an Arabic word at all. And the legend has it that the Abbasids took some Chinese prisoners because the Chinese were very secretive and always guarded the secrets of these inventions like silk, which for hundreds of years everybody wanted to know how silk was made. It was only in the Middle Ages that the knowledge spread outside China. Similarly with paper, it's said that in the 8th century some Chinese soldiers and sages, mandarins presumably, were taken prisoner, and they were only released on condition that they showed their captors how to make paper. So we find in the year 800, we have an accurate date for this, the first paper mill is established outside China, and it happens in Baghdad. Europe is very slow to catch on. The first paper mill in Europe doesn't appear until the 14th century. Nonetheless, paper was exported from the Islamic world, and we find medieval Latin manuscripts increasingly written on paper rather than things like vellum as they had been previously. So all of these things are cultural areas in which medieval European life was profoundly influenced by what was going on across the Mediterranean. And more generally, one could remark on things like just the general style of refined living, the way in which people used textiles, the way in which they ate, the order that food was served at banquets and so forth. All of these things were imported generally from the East. That's more or less all I wanted to say about Muslim contributions to the economic and general cultural life of Europe.